Today we're going to take a quick look at the DxO PhotoLab 7, the new update. I'm going to give you an idea about the version. It's the trial version obviously because I'm thinking about buying it. I already have the version 6. I'm already happy about it, but I just thought that I should make a video while I'm trying it anyway. So this is the version 7.7.1. Now I took a photo that is probably, in terms of the quality, not the best one because it's from a bridge camera and it's quite soft, not high resolution and very small sensor. We can look at the right hand side, the DMC FZ200 Panasonic with lower ISO, but not the best. You can see that it's already very soft, although I quite like the image. But anyway, this video is about trying to show you how the software works globally without getting into too much complex details, so that you can just look at the video and have an overall idea about how the software works. So in the photo library section, you can go to a dossier file folder and then select your image. Pretty straightforward. Then you can of course create your project right there. You can clearly see. I can bring it. There you go. The PhotoLab tutorial, for example, this is one of the project that I created not too long ago. But you can make multiple projects if you want. On the right hand side, you do have all the metadata necessary. You can modify it if you want, of course. And you got histogram. You can already apply your preset. You got plenty of presets. I prefer to just start from the optical correction only and then start from the ground. So I'm going to do that. So if I go before and after, for example, so it does do quite a good job in terms of fixing the distortion, for instance. Then you got side by side, which is quite fantastic if you want to really have an idea what is going on. Then you got the full screen. At the bottom you can do the rating, 5-star, 4-star, 3-star. You can do tagging too. Again, the side by side look, right? Then you have the 1-and-1. You can see that it's quite noisy, even broad daylight, and the photo is quite soft, to be honest. It's not very high resolution in my personal opinion. That being said, again, I'm in love with this image anyway, so I'm going to try to bring the best out of this image as much as I possibly can. So let's get on to it. So I got customize. When you go to customize, when you zoom, for example, you can use your mouse scroller and then move on the left hand side to go around. You can move along, close the metadata if you like. In the history, every time you do a change, it's going to show up here. Okay, now what else do you have on the top? You have the crop. So I'm going to try to crop it if I want. I don't know. There you go. That's much better. Probably I'm going to keep the rainbow if I don't mind. There you go. But hang on a second. It's not doing much for me. I'm trying to get a square version of it, for instance. So for the square aspect ratio, I can do unconstrained. There you go. Much better. If I do like that and click, there you go. It's doing much better job. Also, we got the white balance color picker. I would go probably on the ocean. Probably here. There you go. Because white has to be the D white. in this case. Right, so that's done. Then you have the horizon fixer. So you can do manual horizon fixer, but I've got a better tool in DxO. You can, of course, for the parallel, you can fix it as you prefer, like that, like that. Works very well if you're doing, you know, cityscape, for instance. You got, you know, all four, if you prefer. You got the independent tools. You know, you got all the complex tool to fix all of it. So red eye correction and the retouch, but photo seems to be alright in my eyes, so I'm not going to need to use it. Now let's take a deep breath. Alright, let's move on. At first I'm going to go chronologically, or you can instead go to the search box, but I'm going to go chronologically in that case. Or you can fix your regular correction and put a star, so it goes straight to the star section, the favorite correction. So the exposure correction, if I look at the histogram, which should be somewhere. Where is my histogram? Probably if I go to view, then no, I don't know where the hell is my histogram. You know, see, this is the thing that bothers me, because the histogram is one of the things that should be by default available for me. I shouldn't have to go around and search for it. I don't know if you agree with me or not, but you know, visually it looks good, but how do I know that it's the correct correction in my anyway? So it bothers me a little bit. But at this point I have no idea. Here you go. Histogram, there you go. Finally, now I'm happy. Again, you know, I found it, but I'm not very happy that I had to go around and look for it. So exposure looks alright to me. It pretty much, you know, nice and well. Then you got a DxO smart lighting. It's kind of like an easy way to fix your lighting, get some more dynamic range. You can, you know, go for slight, medium, strong. If I go to strong, it gives you a bit more mid-tone and brighten it up. I'm happy with it as it is anyway. I like a bit more minimalist look, so in that case probably I'll stay with the medium, or maybe even slight. Selective tone is essentially the curve. You can see the tone curve at the bottom, right? So either you can use the tone curve, or you can use the slider to, you know, keep your life easier. I prefer tone curve. The clear view plus is better for getting some more contrast and get some haze. So there you go. It looks a little bit too contrasty in my eyes. I prefer the nice and soft look. I don't know what you think. I'm going to get rid of it. Look at this. I mean, it looks too crunchy and don't like it. Not really a big fan. So, or I could, you know, add a slight clear view plus in it. Contrast, not necessary. Again, it's not. I like a nice and soft look. Tone curve, I would love to use it. At this point, I'm going to keep it simple. I'm just going to see what the gamma does, and probably a slight. Nah, again, it's doing the same thing as the smart lighting, so I'm going to turn it off, keep it simple. Vignetting, it did automatically with the DxO optics module, and I trust them so much that I don't care what they did. So I'm going to move on to the next one pretty quickly. Now, white balance looks alright. We just did the fix already here, so I don't need to touch it again. Color looks alright to me. I don't like too saturated images. So if I turn it off and on, I like to know what it does. As a matter of fact, if I'm turning it on, it's giving me a nice rainbow. So just for the sake of rainbow, I'm liking it. But if I go for vibrant one, vivid, No, I prefer more color positive film, camera body. Well, if you keep the camera body, then you can go to the profile by Panasonic or whatever. I'm going to go for Panasonic. Let's see what it gives me. Well, you know, I'll keep it. I don't care actually. It's a good photo. Now you can create a profile if you have some sort of color checker. At this point, I don't have it, so I cannot create a profile at this point. So I'm going to keep it as it is. I'm going to make another video just dedicated on creating a profile. Now LUT grading. So LUT grading essentially is a lookup table. You have the custom, premium, for example. To be honest, I wouldn't use any of those. I have something better for you. You can actually import your own LUT. I do have a lot of LUTs. I'm not going to use them. I'm going to show you something interesting. Instead of using LUT here, for instance, you can just fix your image as it should be. Then you can go to online dehancer.com. I invite you to try it out. So you can just drag and drop your image. And for example, I'm going to do it right now. Open. I know that it's about the DxO, but I'd like to quickly show you an amazing online editor that we have available. So let's say you want to add any of the film stock. We have plenty. Konica, Kodak, Fuji, you name it, Ilford, all of that. So if you pick it up, and then right now I'm using the trial version, but I already paid for it. And then you can go to effects and add as many grain as you want. You have halation and bloom, and that's about it. Give me 1 second. It's going to show you immediately. You see, it just has this nice and soft look, which I really, really, really love. So that's one of the options that I propose you instead of using a LUT. It's nice, but I prefer a true film look with the grain, halation, and bloom. So I highly recommend you to go to onlinedehancer.com and try it. I'll put a link in the description below just for you. Now in the style, you have the sepia. You have 2 different sepia, I think, and then you can control the intensity of the sepia if you want. Hey, I like it a lot actually. Probably a yellow, just kind of like a tint look. I love it. I'm gonna keep it. All right. Even though not the best fan of a different look, I prefer original. But this is not bad. HSL, one of my favorite tool. Obviously, I can go there and try to reduce or add saturation. But problem with the HSL that when you pick up a color, it actually does a global change. So instead, I would rather use the local correction. So we're gonna get to that to work on the rainbow. Channel mixer is more or less like a HSL. I'm going to give you, look, it actually works very well with the black and white image, but I'm going to show you anyway. So you see, you are working on the red and yellow, green, cyan, blue, and magenta. Same for the yellow, red, all that. So again, it's working globally. That's the problem. So I wouldn't, use any of those for a global change unless you're doing some sort of subtle change globally. Now the noise reduction, I gotta work on that because I'm gonna show you exactly the problem. You see that because it's a small sensor, you still have a lot of noise. So I would turn on the high quality and let's see what it would give me. It does a good job already because, you know, doesn't have much of a noise. But I would probably go straight to prime, and use this image to check on it. Let's see deep prime XD. Deep prime does a good job to reduce all the extra noise. Prime is already not bad, but you know, why not use the best one? So I'm going to keep it. Then lens softness correction. If I turn up the DxO denoising technologies and then see the lens softness correction, no, hard to actually judge without doing the noise reduction, unfortunately. So if I turn off, keep an eye on this little box. Actually does a good job getting rid of all the softness. Chromatic aberration, excellent work. I'm gonna try to see before and after. So before and after. I'll add probably a slight unsharp mark, just a touch, not much. Now horizon. Let's do a automatic horizon correction. So 3, 2, 1. Yeah, there you go. It's done. So crop automatic horizon correction. Because I did the automatic one, it kind of, there you go. I brought back my done. Distortion correction before, after, done. So automatic perspective correction. So you see, that's the reason why I didn't want to use the things on the top, because DxO can fix all of them automatically. Now I can add some, you see, watermark, but I cannot be bothered. However, I'm more interested in fixing the rainbow. So I'm going to take my brush. I don't know how I'm going to make it bigger. Let's give it a look. There you go. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And now I can raise the saturation quite a bit. Probably I delete this thing and just do a normal brush, because I'm kind of confused at this point. So I apologize. I'm going to go back to good old normal brush, which is somewhere here. You can even change the color world, which is fantastic too. The thing is, I don't understand that how I can pick the other type of things. For instance, there you go, that's the one, the brush. Perfect, now we are talking. I was confused a little bit. Duck, there you go. And now I would like to change globally a little bit of saturation, for instance. But I can change the opacity a little bit. Get a little bit of yellow tone, bit of contrast. Bit of saturation at the bottom, vibrancy as well, and that's about it. Now it's done. What I like to do now is to get rid of the mask. There you go. Pretty much it, huh? How long it took? I'm going to show you exactly how long it took. It took about 20 something minutes, which is pretty straightforward. After that, you can continue to add more and more and more thing, but I would like to show you before and after comparison. So there you go. So before and after. So before was already good though, but after is better. But thing is that you cannot see the whole result after the noise reduction. Therefore, I have to export it. So I'm going to go to File, Export to Disk. Wait a little bit. Hang on a second. I don't even know why I exported it. Give me one moment. It's exporting somewhere. Now let's see the result. There you go. Finally, we have the result of our image. I hope you're happy about it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I will talk to you soon. Bye bye.